Elementary Science Curriculum with Apologia. Exploring Creation with Zoology 1, Flying Creatures of the Fifth Day. The whole set is based off of the days of creation. And what really drew me to this curriculum were the photos inside. They just had so many close-up, amazing photos that I wanted to bring the book home. So I was at the homeschool conference, and this was what I picked for our science for the year, and we really have enjoyed it. The pictures have been great, but also the content in it, and it's spurred a lot of good conversations with me and my sons and a lot of things that we've learned. Then we also got the notebooking journal to go along with it. I guess in some of the older editions, there are two separate journals, one for juniors, so the younger students, and then another one for the older students. But with this second edition, they've put them together, so it's the same journal no matter what the kid's age is, which is nice because then we're all on the same page. I don't have to have two separate lists of pages that I'm looking back and forth. So let's take a look inside. Exploring Creation with Zoology 1, Flying Creatures of the Fifth Day by Fulbright. This is the second edition, and it's an Apologia Science curriculum. We have the textbook here and also a notebooking journal. You can buy them separately, or you can get them together for around $75. There are 14 lessons. What is zoology? Entomology, butterflies and friends, supremely social, be happy, battling beetles, filthy flies, and bona fide bugs, interesting insects, tyrannical pterosaurs, birds in abundance, fascinating feathers, fabricated for flying, nature's nifty nests, matching and hatching, beloved bats. This curriculum is geared for K through 6, so you do it together, family style, and each child would get their own notebooking journal. So the notebooking journal covers K through 6. So a kindergartner won't be doing everything in the journal, but a 6th grader would do a lot more in it. I like that all the ages use the same journal. That's so much easier when you're teaching multiple ages, when everybody's in the same book, and these are the pages we're doing, and you do what pages fit for you. So right here at the beginning, they do have this weekly schedule that they've set up. So each week, they recommend doing science 2 times, and they'll tell you exactly the pages in the textbooks that you would do, the activities that you would be covering, and then the notebooking journal pages that would happen during that lesson. So it covers 28 weeks of 2 times a week doing science. Here, just to give you kind of an example of what one lesson might look like. In week 2, during lesson 1, here at the top of the textbook, it also shows what lesson you're on. It says to read in the textbook pages 24 through 29. So you would start here, read this section here. It's talking about air and flight. There's 2 experiments that are going on here with air mass and air pressure. A little bit more reading here, and then making a paper airplane. So a lot to do with flight in this here. And in the notebooking journal, it would be pages 29 through 31. So that's right here. When you do an experiment, it will have something usually that you draw and then something that you can write. So draw arrows to show what happened in your experiment. Why do you think this happened? On this one, it's draw what happened to the water in the glass during your experiment. Why do you think this happened? So my younger student did just the drawing. An older student could do more writing. And then with the paper airplane, it's measuring out how far they went. So that's what a typical lesson would look like. I didn't follow the suggested schedule. We just read as far as their attention span would allow, or as much as we needed for the day, or we would go up into an experiment that we decided to do. We didn't do all the experiments in the books, but the ones that we did do were simple. They were easy to follow. I felt like it really made sense what they were trying to show, and for the kids to observe by the experiment, and it included things that we had here at home. here in the textbook are amazing pictures. And this is really what sold me on the curriculum. I went to a homeschool conference and was flipping through this, and I was like, I want to bring this book home and look at these more. This picture right here, the ants. Oh my goodness. The things you never get to see. And my boys have really enjoyed looking at the pictures. We've learned a lot. It's led us to watch other videos, ask questions, observe birds, observe beetles and bugs. It is Christian based, so like in the middle we do have this section on pterosaurs, and it does talk about them being extinct. It does mention the mud from Noah's flood causing fossils, and it talks about scientists observing to try to figure out with extinct animals how they might have lived. So it did go into some of that stuff, but also talked a lot about observation. And then in the back, there's a list of the supplies that you'll need for each lesson. So that's good too, you can look ahead. But you can go online. There are places where you can buy lab kits that go along with it. I found one on Nature's Workshop Plus that was $170. I didn't feel like I needed to do it because of the things that are listed that I've already got. And so it seemed easy to me, things that I could quickly grab. But I could see it being helpful to just have it all in a box ready to go too. So whatever works best for you is what's best. At the end of each chapter, there is this what do you remember section. And they said not to look at it so much as a test, but to really let your kid think through it and just to see how much they're getting from it. So it does have the answers for that in the back. And then it also has an answer key for some of the activities that were in, well, the activities that were in the text. And an index. In the notebooking journal, there's lots of different types of journaling pages. There's little booklets that they'll make. Here's the what you remember page, so if they want to write it down, or they can do it verbally. Create a comic strip. There are places to take pictures. Throughout the whole thing, they are working on this mobile menagerie where they're creating animals that go along with each lesson to add all together. And then at the back, there are these nature notebooking, nature journal pages. And so it's a place where your kids can put in things that they find in nature that they want to keep. And all my boys enjoyed doing that, collecting things. They would get all excited when they found something that they could add to their journal. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that look inside. And remember, real life is messy and beautiful and better with books.